the truth? Of course I do. Why do you ask a question like that? I'm going to be a king someday, you know. Exactly, the king. Despite that fact, do you promise to tell the truth? Well, yeah, sure. For the record, where do you live, the prince? Well, like I said, I live in the castle with Mommy and Daddy since I got married. Dad said I can stick around and learn how to run the kingdom. It's kind of boring since the ball ended and all the excitement about the glass slipper. I never understood how Cinderella could dance in those hard glass shoes. I tell you, she and I. To the point, the prince. You know this plaintiff in this case? Well, don't get huffy, sure. Cinderella's my wife. I really had to get plenty to get her too. The Duke searched the whole kingdom all night with that city shoe in his hand. In the... Well, now the prince were more interested in events that happened before you're married. Could you describe her jewelry, Cinderella's life before she ended up with you? Objection! Hearsay! Evidence! Ah, lad. Well, see if the prince can substantiate his statement. Objection, overruled. The witness may answer. It was really horrible. She was more like a servant than a family member, just like my servants in the castle. She had to start the fires in the morning, wake the family up, cook the breakfast, then clean up the fireplace. She even got black soot on her clothes. Yuck! Disgusting. After the ball, I found out that even her name came from the soot in the prince. Did Cinderella ever get any money for her efforts? Not that I know of. When I finally found her, after our one night of dancing, she had seemed to have lost her beautiful coat, her coachman, and even her dress. She had nothing but silk-covered clothes and a single glass slipper. I was almost ready to... Thank you, the prince. Your witness, Mr. Persevator. Now let me get this straight, the prince. You're telling us that you personally knew about the princess' life before your marriage. I know about as much as anyone else. I guess she was living in. But the fact is that you never personally witnessed anything about her life before your marriage. Did you? No. You never saw her in suit-covered clothes? No. You never saw her scrub a floor or wash a dish? No. We have other people to do that stuff. And the only time you saw Cinderella before your marriage, she was wearing a beautifully expensive gown and had a spectacular coach, complete with coachman. Is that right? Yes. Basically, all your knowledge of Cinderella comes from discussion with your wife. Isn't that right? Yes. By the way, the prince, the royal household, pays its servants on a room and board for themselves and their family. Isn't that right? I object, Your Honor. What does have to do with the case? The amount paid by the king and queen to the servant is not relevant to any money unless you owe to the plaintiff. Let's save the answer to that question until we have a witness who may have personal knowledge about the case. I am told ruling on that objection as to the question, but sustain the objection as to this witness. Any other questions? No, Your Honor. You may step down, the prince. Let's get to the forward. swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. State your name for the record. My name is Princess Cinderella. I will just call you Cindy for now, if that's okay with you, because I know how much you dislike the title Cinderella. What was your early childhood like, Cindy? It was very nice when my mother was alive. After she died, my father must have felt that I needed a female role model, so he married my rotten, wicked stepmother. Let's have order in this court. I object to that description of my client. It's Cinderella's testimony. There will be time for another point of view. Objection overruled. Continue, counselor. Go ahead, Cindy. As I was saying, things changed when Father married my mean step